series, Learn Piano for Free. We are learning chord style piano, and basically that just means that we are, instead of learning to play individual notes with the left and right hands, we are learning patterns like this that are found all throughout music, no matter what style you're playing. We're just paying a little more attention to them in chord style piano, and we are having a little more fun with them as well. And there's a little bit of creativity, or a lot of creativity, that we can engage in when we play chord style piano. Whereas in traditional classical piano methods, the goal is to play exactly the music exactly as the composer wrote it. We can make it a little bit our own, but for the most part, our job is to take the music on the page and render it perfectly or near perfectly. And here in chord style piano, of course, we want to strive for excellence. We want to enjoy the music. We want to enjoy the process, but we also want to enjoy some creativity. We want to sort of branch out a little bit and create our own style, our own sound, and have a lot of fun with it along the way. So we're going to be learning Camptown races. Let me show you the music today. Camptown races. Okay, so we have C chord, F chord, G7 chord. You'll notice that these chords haven't changed a lot. We're in the key of C. We'll talk more in later lessons about keys, but over here, if we were in some other key, there would be a flat or a sharp just before this 4/4 time signature. And so in the key of C, the chords C, F, and G7 are very commonly used. And since we've taken the time to learn these chords for the last 16 songs, including this one, there should be kind of getting familiar at this point, almost too easy. And what the nice part about that is we don't have to think about our left hand very much. We can focus on the melody. We can do more with the left hand than is written here if we want to as well. So let's take a look at our finger movements. We're starting with our fourth finger on the G above middle C. Fourth finger on the right hand, that's the ring finger. And a little bit of movement here, kind of a stretching out passage here. So we'll stretch from our first to the second, second to third, and then the third to fifth fingers. And then smaller movements for the rest of the song down here. So let's play a basic version of Camptown Races. Let's see how that sounds. Okay, that's our basic version, and I wanted to just say a quick word about learning to play piano. I've talked to a lot of people over the years who say things like, I wish I'd stuck with my childhood piano lessons, I wish there was some way for me to still learn piano, as if that ship has sailed. I learned to play piano when I was 26, and I kind of had some of those same ideas myself, that, hey, if you don't learn as a kid, then you can't learn. And it wasn't true. It slowed me down. It was a belief that I had that was really getting in my way of doing the thing that I wanted to do. So there are advantages and disadvantages to learning at different times of life, but I'm convinced that everyone can learn. Everyone brings something to the table, and if you are persistent, if you're willing to sit down and practice, and if you're finding joy in the process, if you find no joy and it's just pure discipline, you may last a while, but I just don't know that you're going to get where you want to be. The thing that kept me playing piano was just that I love the sound of it. I love the process of playing it. It was very challenging at times. Sometimes I wanted to pull my hair out, but when I got rid of the belief that adults can't learn to play piano, I really began to make a lot of progress. So if you have any psychological baggage like that, take a look at it, examine it, and ask yourself, is it really true? And look, whatever you want to do in life, you can do. So let's take a look at Camptown Races and play a little fancier version here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to combine some of the... So do the same thing on the G7 chord like that. and then we can just do the standard block chord as well. So I'll just be kind of mixing some of those up, and there are times in songs where you might want to do the whole song just like this. But a lot of songs have a variety. They have different passages, they have different things going on, and so you might want to do this for part of the song, this for part of the song, this for part of the song, and eventually it sort of will become instinctive. And if you don't do the same thing throughout the whole song, then you get a little more variety, which makes it more interesting for you and for your listeners. So let's play this little fancier version of Camptown Races.